Hi, Lee Phillips again. Yeah, I'm an attorney. Don't hold that against me. I want to talk to you for 2 seconds about independent contractors versus employees. When you're a little company, one of the main things that you're going to look at is, do I hire this guy as an independent contractor or do I hire him as an employee? Now, the first knee-jerk reaction is, let's hire him as an independent contractor. That way, we don't have to pay the Medicare, the Social Security, the FICA, the FUTA, the unemployment taxes, all that sort of stuff. In fact, it saves you 16%. So let's hire him as an independent contractor. Well, that's great until the IRS audits you and decides that he's not an independent contractor, he's actually an employee. As soon as they pin the employee label on him, they will go back and they will collect the 16% plus damages and all the rest of this and that and the other crap, which the IRS is famous for. So you better make sure that the guy is an independent contractor if you're going to hire him as an independent contractor and not as an employee, because you have to do the withholding and everything else from the employee. You're responsible for this guy. If he causes the accident, you're responsible for it if he's the employee. If he's the independent contractor, then he's not, or you're not responsible for his accident out on the street. You're not responsible to pay his taxes, withholding, self-employment taxes, all of that sort of stuff. That's his problem. So it's a lot cleaner if I can get him as an independent. But if I screw up and he's really an employee, then I get hit by the IRS. And by the way, if the guy's smart enough to figure out he's really an employee and he doesn't pay all of his taxes, even his income taxes, you're going to be responsible. Don't you love it? So, how do you know if he's an independent contractor? First thing is, do you have a written contract with him? Do you have a contract which says he's an independent contractor or an employment contract? Did he fill out a W-4 for you? W-2, all of that sort of stuff. Did he fill that out as an individual which says he's an employee? If he's filled that out, you'd better be withholding and all of that sort of stuff. Does the guy use his own equipment? Or do you supply everything for him? Can the guy make a big profit? If it doesn't work out right, can he lose? Can he suffer a loss? Or do you cover everything? For an employee, you cover everything. You supply the tools. Everything else. Do you tell him when he's going to work? If you do, probably more like an employee. And by the way, there isn't one thing that establishes independent contractor versus employee. It's what we call the weight of the evidence. Does he work for other people? If you're only one of his employers or one of the people he supplies his goods or his services to, then that's looking more like an independent contractor than an employee. If he's working only for you, probably an employee. Think about that one. Does he work at your facility or at his facility? So what's the relationship? What did he think he was? Did he think he was an employee? Do you supply him with insurance, retirement, pension, 401k, all of that sort of stuff? That's an employee. That's not an independent contractor. So the IRS is going to come in, the courts, when they're trying to hold you liable for what he did, all of these people are going to come in and they're going to look at this long list of factors. And you can go to the IRS. They have an SS8 is what they call it, or now it's online. You can go in and they'll run you through and give you this full list and you answer yes or no, and they'll tell you he's an employee or he's an independent contractor. So they'll actually help you out. Go to their website, type in independent contractor, it'll come right up and you can see all of the stuff that the IRS has on it. It's kind of asset protection though. If I can get the guy as an independent, I'm not liable for him. So I always say, never hire an employee if you can get the guy as an independent. Lee Phillips, just with a thought on independent contractors.